We don't dim, we don't shrink, we don't play small. Stand tall, stand proud, let them feel it all. Take up space, step into your power.
Welcome back to Chat with 6'4" Goddess, where we dive into the journey of becoming mind, body, and spirit. A goddess is a woman, to me, who is actively learning to know, accept, and love herself. And through that process, she creates a life rooted in peace, confidence, and purpose. Now, today's guest is someone who truly embodies layers. I should know because she's amazing. She is beauty, she is strength, she's awareness and evolution. I want y'all to give a big round of applause to my friend, Investigator Chandra Cleveland. How are you?
Hello, 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 beautiful. It's so good to see you.
It's good to see you too. It's been so long. I feel like this is our
It
like reunion
has.
in a way. Yeah.
Yes, it has, but you haven't aged at all. Looking beautiful as ever with the motherly glow.
I love to hear it. That's all good. That's all God's glow because it ain't nothing but chaos and craziness over here. I'm not complaining. It's been a nice journey. It's been a nice transition. And now I
Hmm.
get to do this and talk to you and just chat it up.
Yes,
Yes,
let's
me.
chat.
Okay, let's chat. So let's get it started. I mean, for me, I want to take people to the beginning of you, because your journey and where you are now versus where you started is very vast
Oh
um,
yeah.
between the two. So you were a model first.
Hmm.
Who were you during that time in your life? Like, what made you gravitate to doing modeling?
Ooh, well, I was in the fourth grade,
Hmm.
and my teacher was a photographer. And she took some pictures of me and she asked my mom if she could put them into a contest. And my mom's like, yeah, whatever. And I won the contest. And so after we won the contest, I went to another gig and modeled there, and they loved me there. And contracts just start coming after that. So I was, what do you call it? I wasn't homeschooled, but sometimes if I had a gig that I had to go to and not go to school, then my librarian, who was my manager, she would make sure that I would get all my work done and submit it into school.
Okay. Wow, you had a nice community to get you
Yeah.
where you needed to be because it's
Hmm.
real easy to get lost in the sauce, especially when
Right.
trying to find your way. So,
Hmm.
what did modeling represent for you back then?
Well, I didn't feel like I was beautiful. I felt like, and my sister and them always laugh at me, that I always felt like my head was bigger than my body when I was a little girl. And so I didn't like that, but I always smiled because my mom always dressed us so pretty. And I always loved the clothes she had on me. So I would just like twirl around and just love my clothes. And so, the modeling was kind of it. And when you tell me how to do something or show me how to do something, I could do that plus a little bit more sauce to it. So it was like one thing after another. It just came into me and I came into it, and it was just perfect for me.
Y'all went together real bad. Y'all went together real bad. You definitely have that natural gravitation to do that. And you're right, when you know how to do something or emulate something well, it doesn't take much to succeed in that field. And that's what
Right.
makes, certain people succeed better than others. So
Hmm.
in that space, it sounds like it built your confidence early on. Were you still figuring yourself out though? Because you just said you didn't feel beautiful, so you had to like build that confidence because confidence isn't something you're born with, right? It's something.
Oh, definitely not. And then to be in a space that I got into where I was the only black girl
Really, where were
in
you
the
at?
group. And not only that, I was the only black girl, but I was a dark chocolate girl. So that was just like, okay. And I started hearing in middle school, oh, you're so pretty for a dark girl. And so that thing when I saw the different shows on Colored Girls, and I was like, I heard that all my life. You're so beautiful for a dark girl from either black people or white people, but mostly it started with the white people, and then black people started saying it. So it was just like, okay, that's me. Okay.
Right. I guess, look, I guess that's a compliment, but we're gonna rock with it. It kind of makes me want to transition into when people say you're pretty for being tall, or
Mhm.
you're pretty for being overweight or anything that's always the added little shade. It's shade,
That added little shade on it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
definitely shady. But we'll get into that too, because I want to express to the viewers that you are tall as well. I
Mhm.
want you to tell me what height you are. This way I don't
I
get
am 5'11" and a half,
5'11 and
just
a half.
shy of 6 feet. Yes.
You gotta add that half because you
And
technically,
guess what? The half just came 4 years ago. Yes. Yeah.
that's not normal. Usually people,
No. But it's not normal for me, period, because I wear size 7.5. So the whole time that I've been modeling, they were like, you wear what size? Oh, we don't have no shoes for nobody, no 7.5. So that has always been the whole time in my career. We don't have shoes for you, ma'am. Where did you get them feet from
right? And how
to
are you
be so
not
tall?
falling? How do you not fall over yourself? I feel like that's such an imbalance, That is really odd. I didn't even know that about you. A 7.5.
Yeah. Mhm, mhm.
I am flabbergasted, but I
Yeah,
digress. That is very, very, very. I feel like that's so rare. That in
it
itself,
is.
that in itself should be put in the Guinness World Book of Records or something. Because
Mhm.
you need to submit. Okay, so let's switch gears here. Your life shifted, from being seen to being the one who sees everything. You became an investigator. But what sparked that transition? Is that a big story or is that like a moment in time?
Girl, let me tell you. After modeling for all those years, from fourth grade on up, and the day I graduated from college, I moved to California, and I had a contract with Warner Brothers, and I was doing that contract, and my mom took sick, and so I had to come back home. So when I came home, I was staying at the Embassy Suites Hotel because my mom was in a house and it was kind of small, and I was looking to buy another house for her online. So, needless to say, it was talking one night, a deputy sheriff was there, and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to have to find a job in South Carolina because I'm going to have to come back and take care of my mom. And so the officer was like, oh, we're hiring at the sheriff department. You can be, and then he was like, oh, never mind. You could never make it as a police officer.
Wow.
I said, okay, sir, really? He was like, no, you got to run, you got to shoot, you got to do this, and you're so prissy, you would never make it. Well, the rest is history. I went and got an application and I was accepted. And I became the first female officer of the year for the department and just loved law enforcement. And throughout my whole life, I've only had two jobs. That's modeling and law enforcement.
That is that's blowing me right now, only because it sounds like, and I know there was more to it. You
Mhm.
did it just to say anything you think I can't do, I can do it, but better.
Right,
It seems
right.
like that's literally your foundation of why you said I want to do it. And what the
Mhm.
cherry on top is that you were good at it and you liked it. Because just because you want to prove a point don't mean anything.
That part, that part. I
You know?
saw that I was making a difference. I saw that people were listening to me. I saw that in the field that I saw women and girls not being given enough time to calm down and explain themselves, that I was there to say, it's okay. I just need you to take a breath, calm down. We need to get you to safety. I just need to know what happened. And so when I started taking that time and giving them resources, they were leaving and making a better life for them and their children. So I was like, hey.
This is my
Doing
calling.
this. So that was when, I was like, okay, I'm done with the departments, the actual police departments. I wonder if I could start my own private investigations and help the women and girls that I see that needs more attention on these different calls that I go to. And I did it, and it had uh, God all over it because it was purposeful, it was meaningful, and it was so many women that I saved that I was just like, here I am thinking I'm going on a whim, but God gave me that mission, and the mission continues today.
Did it ever surprise you how much was going on under our, like right under our noses?
No, 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 no. It just showed me where I was really needed. And that need came to produce my private investigations firm that specializes in crimes against women and girls. Because I saw that, actually one day on patrol, I was looking for these families who would always have fights on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and we weren't getting those calls. And I go back to the community and I'm like, what happened to Rhonda?
Mhm.
Oh, she said she took your advice, she got her children, and she went and moved with her mama. And I was like, what? And then somebody else, and I was like, what happened to Sean? She left. She was like, she was tired of getting beat up on. She left and moved in, and her and her kids got a house over there, and she's living by herself. And I'm like,
Wow.
okay. And so, it it became more rewarding because I was able to now, when I get a woman or a girl as a client, I get to sit down and have a whole conversation with them and tell them ways that their lives can be made better.
Wow. That is such influential work, and it should make you feel really just gratified and fulfilled because a lot of
Yes.
people don't have
Yes.
that feeling. So good for you. I
Mhm.
have to bring this into my lane as far as, the Goddess League and being this 6'4" goddess. You're 5'11" and a half. I'm 6'4". So we know what it feels like to walk into a room and be seen before we even speak.
That's
How
it.
did you learn to own your own presence instead of shrink from it?
And I think that not think, I know that the modeling helped me with that because as I went into entrepreneurship, I didn't feel that people were really seeing me. But when I decided to go to different small business things and promote my business and be in the room, when I walked in the room, everybody was like, "Oh, uh-huh. Oh, okay." And so it was almost every single time that I came in, it was somebody saying, who are you? You came in and stole the whole room. Who are you? What do you do? And I heard that so many times of walking into different situations in business. And I'm like, my presence is strong like that. They're like strong like a stallion. Like you walk in there like, hello, speaking to
Mm.
everybody, talking, doing, and I'm just like, that's just me. I mean, I know that my shine is on when I get ready to step on that runway. I know that I'm going to make sure that this item is sold by what I'm wearing. So I guess it just showed onto the entrepreneur spirit that I was ready for anything.
That's awesome. And you mentioned presence, and that's one of the things that I like to hit on a lot because I think people feel like, sometimes that presence, I like to say, be present unapologetically. That's cool, but you also want to remember that, we automatically come with that judgment. And it's important to not at the expense of other people to say, yeah, I'm here, I've arrived, and
Hmm.
at a different. So basically, I'm trying to get from you, how do you feel about owning a presence, but also owning the fact that you have a responsibility to to make sure that you are giving the right tone, you know?
Exactly. I'm owning the room, but not arrogantly owning the room. I'm owning the room with my presence and with my knowledge when I stand up to talk, and by being so open to hold conversations with any and everybody in the room. I'm not trying to own the room as an arrogant person, but I am just letting you know this is what I do.
Yeah.
This is who I am. This is who I represent. This is what my company does. It has nothing to do with trying to outshine anybody, but my light never dims. My knowledge and everything that I have went through and sacrificed in order to get here, it shows. And it's not something that I set up to show. It just shows because I take time to learn what I know.
Yeah, no, I can see that, and I think others can too, and that's what makes them so comfortable in your presence. Which brings me to two things, really. It's more so a statement, but also, if you can give me feedback in making people comfortable. I feel like we kind of sometimes dim our light because we don't want to make them. Like I said, we're already judged, so we're dimming our light to make people comfortable. Is that something that you've experienced or done in the past?
Mhm.
No.
I'm always Chandra. Chandra is going to be outspoken. Chandra is going to help people. Chandra is going to go by someone and said, I don't think that you did you really understand what was said? I'm here to just clarify it for you to make sure
Mm,
that you understand.
mm.
I am truly my sister's keeper. When she does good, I do good. So when I come in and a lot of people tell me, I've always asked, how can I get into private investigation? And people just shun me. They'll never get back with me or whatever. But you took a whole time to say, sure, let's sit down and talk. Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? And she said, nobody's never done that. I've asked for years
Wow.
and no one ever done it. And I just asked you one time and you got a whole layout for me. But of course, because I want you to be just as successful as I am, because it's enough out here for everybody. Crime is plentiful.
Girl. So let's talk about your business or just tell us the name of your company and when it was founded, please.
Okay. The name of my company now is She, and that's capital SHE, which means See Her Empowered Private Investigations and Safety Consultants Group. We do a lot of helping people with cases. We do a lot of helping victims find themselves from victimization to victorious. And also, we make sure that we teach women on ways to understand different sexual assaults or someone who may be putting you in a relationship that is not healthy for you. So we train women before something happens, and if something happens, we make sure they know the proper steps to go through in order to get justice for what happened. And when justice is over, we help them to prepare their story.
In lieu of that, I mentioned presence. Do you feel like presence alone can help you in certain situations? Let's say a situation that's very, negative or even positive. I just feel like, do you feel like presence is something that makes people say, I'm not gonna mess with her, or she's somebody that I need to pay attention to? What are your thoughts?
Presence is always something, and but the bigger part of his presence is perception of someone else.
Mm,
So I make sure my presence speaks that I'm willing, I'm able, I'm knowledge, and that I can do what I came here to do.
yeah. It's the perfect time to switch things up a bit. So, as someone who's been in front of the camera and behind the scenes reading people, let's play a quick game called Read the Energy. Okay. So I'm going to
Okay.
give you a few scenarios and I want you to give me your first instinct. What you notice, what you pick up, and how you would move. No overthinking, just your intuition. Okay. So
Okay.
the first scenario is you walk into a room, a woman is beautiful, she's put together, but something feels off. What are you looking at first?
Her posture.
Okay.
Mhm.
Posture equals what?
Strength.
Question two. You see someone who looks confident. What tells you if it's real confidence or just presentation?
If they look me in the eye and speak.
That part. How hard is it to get people to look you in the eye, though? Oh
It's
my
very hard
God.
for some people.
It is so hard. And that's how you really
Mhm.
can connect. And I'm like, where are
Mhm.
you looking off to, lady? I'm right here or up here,
Yes.
you know?
Hmm.
But yes,
Hmm.
that is,
That's it.
I
Hmm.
love that. What's one subtle behavior that immediately makes you question someone's intentions?
Is their handshake. If you reach out to me and you damper, are you doing something like that? Girl, get away from my hand.
Really? Okay. Handshake. Never thought of
Mhm.
that. You're in a public place. What's the first thing you scan without even thinking?
I scan the whole body.
Do you?
That's my training. I
You scan the
scan their
body,
body.
even when you're in a place, you scan a person's body?
Oh yeah, that's the first thing I see is their whole body. Your outfit tells me a whole lot. Your
Hmm.
outfit tells me a whole lot.
Okay.
If you are confident in yourself, if you feel like you need to lose a little bit of weight, where your hand is falling over you, so your outfit is it for me.
What's something people think makes them look confident, but actually does the opposite?
And that is over talking.
Hmm. I love that because it really shows how much awareness plays a role in how much we move through the world. And your rapid fire answers just proves that you've been around a lot of people. You've been in a lot of social settings, and that sets you apart. So whenever you are in front of someone, you're easily able to make them feel comfortable and you relate to a lot of things. So that's just something I wanted people to see how amazing you are because it's so many facets to you. I feel like I can't even get all of it in this episode, but it just gave me a little, insight to your head and how your brain works because there's a lot going on in that brain of yours. I know. I know.
Oh,
If you thought this was good, part two goes even deeper. We're talking confidence, boundaries, and lessons every woman needs to hear. I'll see you in part two. Welcome to the Goddess League.